Hey guys, welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about few mistakes that usually people make on a wet board. These are traps which you should kind of avoid. Point number one is c-betting way too often. It's a profitable thing to do and it's in fact a part of a winning strategy. But more often times when you start doing it on a wet board, it can lead to a few disasters. Example, if it's a king 4-2, which is a dry board with no flush draws, no straight draws, it's hitting the top of your range and you can kind of go and c-bet and probably take the pot down. But now let's look at a 6, 10, 9 with 2 diamonds in this kind of board, which is very connected, hitting both your opponent's range as well as your range. And if you don't have anything here, if you're c-betting, more often times you will land up putting yourself in trouble because you don't have fold equity. And secondly, in cases like this, when you're bluffing with marginal or pretty much no equity, usually you're kind of giving away chips to your opponent. Point number 2 is overestimating the implied odds. Let me explain this in simpler language. More often than not, what poker players usually do is, in case of wet boards, when they feel that yes, we can hit a flush draw, we might hit a straight, they play liberally, they're ready to call off pot size bets in the hope that in the future street, when they will hit their flush or make their straight, they will make way more money. Now, a mistake that they make in this situation is that in case they're calling in position, example, if it's a 3/4 bet on the flop where you have, say, queen 10 and the board is ace 9, jack 7. Here, if you're in position, you have to call 3/4 of the pot. Maybe that might work because an 8 or a king both might do it for you and you're in position. You can control the bet again on the pot size on the river. But now, if you have an ace and jack with 1 of hearts, ace of hearts, and the board has 3 hearts on the turn. Now here you are looking out for that 1 heart to complete your flush, but if you're playing out of position and then you call 3/4 of the pot, and then again on the river you are out of position and you have to play first, you cannot control the pot size there, and this might not be the best idea to take care of. So again, you in fact might lead yourself into reverse implied odds situation where you might put in so much money and you eventually get stacked off. So again, it's very important to understand that do not overestimate implied odds. The third trap to avoid is slow playing your range. Slow play equals you pay. What do I mean by this? Let's look at it with an example. Suppose you have pocket 8s and the board is 10, 7, 8. Here, well, you have pretty much a set, and now you decide to, okay, just check and hopefully you will raise it later. And in this situation, what you do is you're giving your opponent pretty much enough, a free card, enough equity to turn their draws or combos, and eventually you might land up losing money. So again, you need to kind of start leading out into your opponent in these situations as well and not slow play. Point number 4 is not utilizing scare cards. In case of wet boards, you have to understand that yes, mindlessly c-betting will not help, but you can play with ranges. What is your perceived range? Like, what does your opponent think your range includes and what is the opponent's range? And in these cases, when there is a scare card, example, a flush draw is getting completed or if a straight is getting completed, maybe even with the bottom of your range, there a profitable bluff might actually get your opponent to fold their cards. And this is a strategy which a lot of people do not apply, and this is something which you can start doing and taking the pot down. So these are my 4 points which you should start incorporating in your play in terms of wet boards, and you will save money and also win money in all these situations. Thank you.